All right, what's up guys? As of today, on all social media, I have about 150,000 followers, and I'm not saying that to brag. I know there's people out here with millions of followers. However, if you're just getting started, maybe I have 150,000 more followers than you. So people were asking on my Instagram, I went live the other day. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram, Cracka_lack. Somebody had asked me, what is your strategy for content when it comes to 2025? Like, what do you plan on doing for social media? So I figured I would get a lot of the idea and my strategy out of my head onto the whiteboard, and then I'm gonna walk you guys through it. So here we go. You ready to rock and roll? Class is in session, come on. First and foremost, content equals leverage. Leverage is something that you can use to measure, when I do X, I get this out of it. The more leverage you have, when you do X, you get a lot out of it. So when it comes to building your brand, communicating your thoughts and ideas, your services you offer, the things that you do, shit that aligns with your brand, content equals leverage because it allows you to be in more than one place at one time. Again, I've said this in a lot of my videos, but I'm right here right now talking to the camera. You are somewhere else in the world hanging out with me right now. And by the time you're watching this, I'm somewhere else doing something else. So content equals leverage. It means that, your content is gonna do a lot of the talking for you. One of my favorite things, and an example of this, is there's a lot of people that I'm meeting for the first time. And imagine, normally when you meet somebody for the first time, there's lots of, hey, I go by Cracka, I've been doing, and when I meet people, they're like, I already know that, bro. I've been following you for 3 years. It's like, oh shit. Okay, so we're past all that? Cool, well, let me get to know you. So content equals leverage. So there was a time period where I felt like when I was making content that I wasn't being productive and I should be making money and be more on offense when it comes to business. But I realized that like anytime I'm filming a video right now, this is being on offense for my business. Somebody out here is gonna see this video and there could be money that comes out of it. It could just be a connection. There's a lot of things that could come out of it, but this is marketing. It's content marketing. So for my priorities when it comes to content this year, so number one is YouTube. I'm gonna go into why down here, but number one is YouTube. Number two is Instagram. Number three is TikTok. Number four is Facebook. And then I actually didn't have this listed, but then I added it because I use X to share my thoughts. So this is my order of priorities, and I'm gonna explain to you why these are my priorities in this order, and then you take that and do what you do with it. So when it comes to YouTube, the reason why this is my number one, if I was watching this right now, I'd be like, why the fuck is YouTube your number one? Depth, connection, and authenticity. I think AI is it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. There's already videos where, I've seen videos of Joe Rogan having a conversation with Donald Trump, and it looks just like Joe Rogan, and it looks just like Donald Trump, and it sounds just like Joe Rogan, and it sounds just like Donald Trump, and it's all AI. So it's crazy. So I think a lot of people may have came up from just being a talking head on the internet that's a source of information. But one thing that AI can't do, as of right now, maybe in the future it will, but authenticity. Right now there's so much information everywhere, and I believe that authentic content is how to win. Right now, it's like people want to feel that you are a person. So just think of flaws and all, not just, here's 3 ways to do this, here's 4 ways to do this, here's this, just all information. Like, no, authenticity. I also put depth. The reason why when it comes to short form content, so we're gonna get to this in a second. So over here we have long form and short form. So an example of long form would be a YouTube video. So this is anything longer than like 60 seconds. So that's what I mean by a long form video. And with depth, think about a short form video. A short form video, people are spending 30 seconds watching it, 60 seconds watching it. That's not a lot of time that they're spending with you. But if you drop a 20-minute video on YouTube and somebody watches that, they spent 20 minutes so that they consume one piece of content that's actually worth 20 times more than one piece of short form content. So in my eyes, if I'm trying to get leverage, I can create one piece of content and people can spend 60 seconds with me, or I could create one piece of content and somebody could spend 20 minutes with me. And then also if you get into like doing podcasts, people can spend hours with you. So YouTube, long form content, this has the most depth, the most authenticity, the deeper connection. Somebody could not even know your name or fuck with you like that and spend 30 seconds with you and, you know, maybe never end up being a fan or buying anything from you, or like I said, even remembering your name. But if somebody spends some time with you on a YouTube video, it's the opposite, right? So now put money, and now money, there's multiple meanings here. So one, as of right now, I believe YouTube pays you more than any other platform. You know, you can get AdSense money when you do upload YouTube videos and you get views. You can get, you know, so many pennies per view. So as far as being monetized for your content, there's money there. But then also think about it. If you're selling a service, so like one of the services that I offer is, as of today, I still shoot music videos. There's a lot of people that have looked up how to shoot a music video, where they consider doing it themselves. They go to YouTube, they find me, and I'm teaching it. And so now they think to themselves, damn, I wonder what this guy would charge me to shoot a music video. So there's a way that you can make money out of it. Also, when it comes to, there's a lot of courses and programs that I want to release over the next year or two. So if I'm making short form content, people are only spending 30 seconds with me, 60 seconds with me. And in business, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So how do you get people to know you, to like you, to trust you? They got to spend some time with you. So again, YouTube equals leverage. This is the platform with long form content just like this. You guys are spending more time with me than just seeing a quick 30-second version of the same video right here. So there's more money that can come from, especially with selling courses and products like that. The people that go to YouTube are way more invested because YouTube is more intentional. A lot of times on YouTube, you go to YouTube to look up how to do something, to look for an answer to a question that you have. So if you can show up on YouTube and you got the answers, and then let's say that ties into, you know, PS, if you want to learn more about how to do this or X, Y, and Z, the step-by-step program, you know, go to the link in the description and get my course. So there's more money there with that. Also for me, YouTube is my largest audience. At the time of filming this, I have about like 89,000 subscribers, and I'm going to hit 100,000 this year. It's gonna be a big deal because I've been on YouTube for a very long time and I've been neglecting it. I've been doing a lot of overthinking, you know, as creative people, and I also have ADHD. It just goes into, we have a lot of great ideas, and I think great ideas come from great minds, and a lot of times great minds work so well that they can tend to overthink and ruin some great ideas. And then also it's in alignment with me. When short form video came out, you know, I've been on YouTube for over a decade. So when short form content first came out, and I remember sitting down and I tried to teach something that I would normally teach somebody in 15, 20 minutes, and I tried to condense it into 60 seconds or less than 60 seconds. And I'm talking knowing that the person is just scrolling, like they don't have a lot of focus, they don't have a lot of attention. So I need to get my point across the fastest way possible, the shortest way possible. Like I have to get it all out, like, and it overwhelms me. And that's not, I can teach things slow. And I think that it just aligns with me better than short form. So this works for me. Also with the different types of content that I'll get into in a second, but like with doing vlogs, with doing lives, with doing tutorials, teaching different mindset things, a lot of these things, I really struggle with condensing them into a really short video. It's like, man, if I really wanted to help somebody with this, it's gotta be 10 minutes. You know, I don't think I could do it in 60 seconds. So again, alignment. Now when it comes to Instagram, I see Instagram, this is more resume. If I'm traveling, let's say right now, I went to Atlanta and I went to a recording studio and I was meeting new people. A lot of times, whenever I meet new people, they'll pull out their phone and they'll be like, what's your Instagram? So Instagram is more of like your resume. One thing I would do to like audit your own Instagram would be go to your Instagram. And even better would be if you got some good people around you in your circle, ask them, give them your phone with your profile pulled up and be like, do you think that my Instagram represents me well? What do you think I should do more of? What do you think I should do less of? What do you think I'm doing wrong when it comes to Instagram? What are the things that you like about me? And do you think that I'm doing a good job showcasing that on my Instagram, okay? So Instagram is more of my resume. This is where I'm posting, what I'm up to, what I got going on. You're gonna see a follower count, and then also conversation. So with YouTube, yes, you can get comments and you can respond to comments, But with Instagram, this is where it's like, yo, shoot me a DM and we can have a whole conversation. Also with Instagram, I can send voice messages, and I send a lot of voice messages because, again, leverage is important to me. So if it's gonna take me 10, 15 minutes to type out a long thing, I'd rather just pull out my phone, use the microphone, and I can send you a 3-minute voice message in 3 minutes versus 15. Also, so YouTube is my largest platform. As of right now, Instagram is my second largest platform. So I want to cater to Instagram. And then Instagram is pictures and video. If I'm shooting music videos, I have all these dope ass, high quality, professional behind the scene pictures. I want to be able to showcase those, but you know, YouTube is just, yes, there's the community tab where you can post like statuses or pictures, but ideally in a perfect world, what you do is, let's say you took a picture of me right now and I wanted to post this on Instagram. I would take the same picture, the same caption that I write out, I post it on Instagram, but then I also copy and paste the status and I'm posting it on YouTube, and I'm posting it on Facebook, and I'm posting it on X. I guess TikTok you can probably post pictures too, so probably there too. Another reason why Instagram is important to me is collaboration. So you may have a brand that you're building, and let's say this is a clothing brand that I also own. You know, I would have my Cracka personal brand account, but then I can have my business account, and maybe a couple times a week I want to collaborate. I can do that with Instagram. It'll let you collab, where it basically posts on both pages. Another reason is collaboration for growing and networking. If I'm doing a video for a client, or if I'm making content with somebody else, and let's say I got 40-something thousand followers on Instagram, and let's say this person's got 40,000 something followers on Instagram, when we collaborate, I can tap into some of their audience, and my goal is, you know, a small percentage of their audience is gonna see this post and decide that I'm cool enough to start following too. And then what they're hoping for is, hey, I'm hoping that a small percentage of Cracka's audience will, you know, start following along with me. So that's Instagram. When it comes to TikTok, I'm basically just repurposing. So any short form video that I end up getting, I'm gonna get to short form in a second, but I'm posting the short form video on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook Reels and on TikTok. But I'm not going out of my way to create TikToks. So I'm focused on YouTube, Instagram is the video and the pictures, etc. Now down here, this is the brand strategy. This is the land, and this is a tree. So the tree equals you. It consists of, you're the tree. So this is the Cracka tree. And then there's different branches off of the tree. And the cool thing about a brand, so a lot of people think that they may not have a personal brand because they may associate having a personal brand with having like a large amount of followers. No. You could not even be on social media and you still have a personal brand. Your personal brand is what people think about whenever your name is mentioned. So if somebody says Cracka, one of these branches is family. So it could be that I'm a husband. So part of my personal brand is, if somebody hears Cracka, they may think, oh, I'm friends with his wife on Facebook. And that's all they know about me. They're like, Cracka, oh yeah, this girl Alyssa, her husband, and I'm friends with her on Facebook. That's who Cracka is. But then there's other people that know, and let's say this is music videos. So I've been doing music videos for over a decade, and some people hear Cracka, oh yeah, that's the music video guy. But then over here, some people know me as, you know, Crack House Studios. Some people know me for beats. You have different branches of the tree, and just think, in a perfect world, your super fan loves every fucking branch off the tree. And they're like, this is the coolest person in the world. Oh, Family Guy, I know that about him. And the videos, and the studio, and the beats, all these different branches. I love everything about them. So for you to come up with a brand strategy, the first thing I would do is ask yourself, when people think of you, what do you want them to associate with you? So for myself, I'm intentional with family is gonna be a branch off of my tree. Why? Because it's a big priority in my life. It's a big part of my life. I'm married, my wife is smoking hot. I'm a very active, involved father with my daughter, so I want people to see that. Because imagine if you were considering going with me for a specific service or going with the next guy. And let's say you also are a married dude and you also are a girl dad, and you're considering this guy or me, and if this guy is single and young, and maybe, you know, he doesn't showcase a lot of family stuff, but then you're following me, and let's say the videos are similar, the pricing is similar, but I'm also showcasing, here's my family, and then that may make you more drawn to me because you're like, damn, that's relatable, right? Because I want depth, I want connection, I want authenticity, and I want to start conversations. So part of my strategy is, we are going to showcase the family stuff. Now, when it comes to posting frequency, like what days and stuff, am I going to shove my family down your guys' throats and post family stuff every single day? No. But if it's my wife's birthday, my daughter's birthday, my birthday, if we're on a vacation, if it's Christmas, you guys are gonna see, hey, Merry Christmas from my family to yours. Happy birthday to my wife, Happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. So I'll throw family in there about that much. So again, it's not like I'm going out of my way creating a bunch of content about my family. So brand strategy, think to yourself, what different branches come with you when people think of you, and then we're gonna incorporate that. As you write a branch, think to yourself, first off, how many times a week do I plan on posting? And now of those, I'm gonna divide those posts. So let's say you're gonna post one short form video a day for 30 days. We know we have a total of 30 posts. How many branches do we have? Okay, we gotta divide that 30 up. Okay, family is a branch. Is that gonna be, two of those posts a month is family? All right, we got 28 left. What about over here, Crack House Studios? Do we want to post Crack House Studios every single day or maybe 2-3 times a week? Let's say 2-3 times a week. You see how we start filling up the spots. And the reason why I like different branches is because some people, this would be a bad strategy, is this is your ground, and then you got your tree, and then this is the leaves and whatnot. And this is just one tree, no branches, and this is like, let's say it's beets. So this will work in the beginning. People think of you, they associate one thing and one thing only, beets. The problem with this is anyone I've ever met in my entire life, in my entire career that is known for one thing is unhappy. So it works good short term. You know what, I'm just gonna only post beets. It'll work short term, but one day you're gonna look up and be like, I'm not happy. So clearly the unhappiness is a side effect of a strategy that sucks balls. If you're wondering, does your strategy suck? Ask yourself how you feel. If you don't feel confident and happy with your strategy, then your strategy sucks. So this doesn't work long term because somebody like myself, in my future, when I see the big picture, when in doubt, zoom out, right? When in doubt, zoom out, okay? When I zoom out, and what keeps me going is knowing in the future, I would love to make a movie. I would want to start a successful podcast. I would want to start other businesses, other companies. Yes, I want to have courses on music videos, but I also want to have courses on audio engineering. I also want to have courses on content creation. I want to have courses on podcast. So there's all these things, which are, again, different branches off the tree. And so it makes more sense for me to have this long-term vision where I'm subtly dropping these hints year after year. So then when I come out with a course on podcasting, you're not like, what the hell? So imagine if this guy, you've been following him for 5 years and all he's ever talked about, all he's ever shown is beats. But maybe it's me. So maybe it's another person like me that he wants to come out with books, a clothing brand, start other businesses, companies. And so now he's like, hey guys, you want to learn how to do a podcast? You're like, what the hell? And it doesn't do well because they're thinking, you podcast, you're the beat guy. What are you talking about? So I like to have a strategy that sets me up for success long term. So beats it's just one branch off the tree, but it is not the entire tree. So this is like long-term happiness, short-term growth, but long-term unhappiness. So I wouldn't recommend this. And I have done this and it doesn't work. Now we're gonna get into what I have here is in a perfect world and then the practical. So let's think about your content, right? And I'll use myself as an example. So in a perfect world, I would have the best videographer in the world and the best editor in the world shoot every video for me, edit every video for me, come up with all the ideas for me, do my thumbnails, run the whole operation for me. But I'm aware that costs tens of thousands of dollars a month. So that's why I said in a perfect world, that's what it looks like. Yep, this is all done for me. But now we gotta get practical. We gotta live in reality. They say, reach for the stars, but keep your feet on the ground. Reach for the stars, perfect world, this is what I wanna get to eventually. Practical is, but right now I'm not there. So right now, what is practical for me? Practical for you may be you are coming up with your own strategy. You are coming up with your own ideas. You're filming all your own shit, you're editing your own shit, and you're posting and scheduling all your own shit. And that just may be what it is. And if that's what it is, good news, there's millions of other people that have done this all themselves and gotten a lot of success with it. So it's possible. So that's like great news. So remember that if you feel like, oh, fuck, I do everything myself, other people have done it themselves too and had success. Now with the strategy on what should you post, how often should you post, a lot of it is gonna come down to what's practical for you. If you also agree with me in that you wanna focus on YouTube and maybe Instagram, what I would recommend, or let's just say long form and short form. The bare minimum for long form, I would say is 1 video a week. The bare minimum for short form, as much as I wanna say like 3 to 5 times a week to make you happier, it's really like once a day. And from me window shopping other coaches that charge thousands of dollars, what they recommend for people that are trying to get fast growth is anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 times a day short form content. So for my strategy, what I have here is when it comes to long form, I'm aiming for 2 to 3 videos a week. When it comes to short form, I'm aiming for 1 to 2. So one post could just be, let's say yesterday I shot a music video. One post could be a carousel post of all the behind the scene pictures from the video. And then the next post could be a reel showing the music video. 1 to 2 short form posts a day, 2 to 3 long form videos a week. Now what I have here is 2 different examples of people. So this is the happy person right here. And the happy person has his life and content revolves around his life. So again, he's living his life and content revolves around his life, meaning he or she are not going out of their way to create the content. Now this is a sad person. The sad person, that's supposed to be a frown, has content and their life revolves around content. It's just not a happy place to be. There's a time and a place where you do have to schedule in the content. But again, how I think of content, I like to ask myself, what do you do? So Malik, who's filming this, he's a photographer. He does a lot of photo shoots. He helps shoot content for people. What does he do? It would be photo shoots. That's where I would recommend doing like vlogs, documenting your process, doing whatever it is that you do. If you're a music artist, part of being a music artist is you make music. When you make music, vlog it. If you feel like right now no one cares about seeing it, all you're doing is you're building the library that needs to be there for when the day comes where people do discover you. So yeah, maybe not that many people care right now, but we're just putting it out there to document it. 1, because we need the content to help build the audience. And then 2, we're vlogging it for when the day comes. Imagine if you just discovered, who's a famous rapper right now, like Lil Baby. Let's say you just discovered Lil Baby for the first time right now. And you like what you hear, you like what you see. What's the first thing that you're gonna do? You're gonna look for more. I want more of this. Let's say you look up Lil Baby and there's nothing else. He's got one song. Lil Baby messed up and he just missed out on an opportunity to win over a new fan. What you would want is you want to find more. You're like, oh, I like this. Let me go see what else they have. Oh, they got a lot more. Well, then think about somebody that you're a super big fan of. Wouldn't you love to go back and watch the process of seeing them become who they are today? But imagine if you asked them like, yo, do you have any vlogs? Do you have any like documenting footage of you when you were struggling? And then if they said, no, I never documented it. I never vlogged it because I always just felt like people didn't care. You'd be like, damn, bro, I wish you would have documented the struggle because I'm in the struggle right now. And I wish that you had content that gave depth, connection, and authenticity. And so that's why I do believe everyone should be vlogging. Whether you do 1 vlog a month, 2 vlogs a month, 1 vlog a week. I would say in a perfect world, I would aim to do like 1 vlog a week. But if that's too much to keep up with, then just, do a vlog whenever you have something more interesting than not on your schedule. So if I was looking at my Monday through Sunday, and let's say every day I was just coming to the studio doing general work, but maybe on Saturday I'm going out of town and I'm shooting a music video, that'd be the most interesting thing of my week. I'm going out of town, I'm shooting a music video, I'm gonna vlog that. So I would just do vlogs around whatever the most interesting thing that you got going on during the week. But another thing to think of is by being intentional with, I want to vlog and I need something interesting going on to vlog, it kind of pushes you in the pool, like it forces you to be like, I'm about to do something interesting so I can do a vlog. So it makes you be more productive. The next one right here, we got, what do you think/know? You should talk about it and have a podcast. This is, again, make content revolve around your life. There may be people that you're already having conversations with. Maybe you got a close friend and a few times a week you guys talk and you maybe talk for hours about the music scene or photography or barbering or making money or getting buff or whatever that you're interested in. So, we have the freedom to think and talk about whatever the fuck that we want. So you already think and talk about certain shit in your life, turn the camera on and share that, and now you have a podcast or you just have a video where you're talking. So part of me being a content creator, I charge to help people come up with a strategy. I own a content studio. We offer helping people come up with ideas, filming, editing, and posting on all platforms for them. So this is a part of my life, and this is what I do. Right now I'm creating content, I'm working. So this revolves around my life, if that makes sense. When it comes to content creation, building an audience, success can be whatever you want it to be. Let's say success is getting more views, success is getting more followers, success is making more money, success is getting more reach, more impressions, success, okay? Then this is time. This is what I've learned with every single platform, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, they reward consistency. So if you just post sporadically, you may get lucky enough to have a video pop off, but it's not gonna consistently keep happening, and you're not gonna grow a large following and achieve success because it compounds. So just imagine a little snowball, and as it goes, the snowball starts to get bigger and bigger, and the bigger the snowball gets, that represents compound interest. With my YouTube, for example, right now I've been consistent with short form for a very long time, but I have not been consistent when it comes to long form YouTube videos. So I'm aware right now I have a large audience, but I'm barely getting any views. Like I'm getting under 1,000 views on my videos, but I'm cool with it because what I was saying before, I'm building the library because one of these videos in the next 50 to 100 videos is gonna pop off and go crazy. And all the hard work that I'm doing right now, making these videos, getting low views, it's gonna pay off because once this video pops off, these other videos that were right here, these are gonna start gaining traction too. And now the platform is like, oh shit, there's a huge library of content from this creator. Thank God he didn't give up and quit, because now, and then boom, it goes crazy. So keep this in mind if right now you're right here. Like right now with my YouTube channel, I'm maybe right here. So I'm just aware, I gotta stick to the plan. I gotta keep posting videos. I gotta be consistent, and it may take 3 months, it may take 3 years, it doesn't matter. I enjoy making content. I understand the benefits of it. So I'm gonna keep doing it regardless of how many views I get, because eventually it'll be a lot more views than what I'm getting right now. This aligns with this, the momentum and momentum compounds. If you give it enough time, it'll work. So you gotta make sure you're giving it enough time to work. Don't post, man, I've been doing it for 2 months and this shit ain't working. It's not supposed to work in 2 months. We each have different timings. So for you, it could be 5 years from now. For the next person, it could be 5 weeks from right now. We all have different unfair advantages. It could be the way that you look, the way that you sound, the way that you dress, the way that you make people feel when they watch your content, your personality, your sense of humor, the value that you share. There's all these unique things that makes you uniquely you. And so that's why you can't really compare, all right, this guy said to do this, he did it 10 times and he got 1 million views. I did the same thing that he did and I only got 50 views. It's like, right, but you don't look like him, you don't sound like him, you don't dress like him, you don't make people feel the way that he does. There's all these unique things that makes you uniquely you. So that's why you can't compare results, but what you can compare is output, actions. So for me, I know, bro, if I'm posting 2 to 3 long form videos a week, I'm posting 1 to 2 short form videos a day, is that gonna hurt my business? No. Is that gonna have more people not know who I am? No, like that all aligns with growing more visibility. The more people that see me, the more people potentially like me, trust me, spend time with me, watch more content, check out other shit, go to the description, see what else that I offer, find ways to work with me. That's my goal with content, is I want the content to do the marketing for me. Trust me, during this phase right here, you're gonna get pretty discouraged. It sucks. Even with Instagram, I remember I was stuck at 29,000 followers on Instagram for like 2.5 years with consistently posting, 3, 4, 5 times a week. But I didn't give up and I kept doing it for years and years and years. And then I started focusing on when Instagram rolled out Reels, or trying to compete with TikTok. I got consistent with Reels and I was doing 1 reel every single day. Month 1, 0 results. That's this shit. Month 2, 0 results. That's this shit. Month 3, I had 1 video get 400,000 views. I was like, oh shit, I'm starting to see something. Month 4, I had 3 videos get 1 million views. So it's like, oh, it compounds. And then I grew like 10, 15,000 followers in a matter of like a month. So that's what I mean by stick to the plan, fuck your feelings. Your feelings are gonna tell you this shit ain't worth it, this takes too much time, I ain't trying to do it, it's not working, but you gotta stick to the plan, okay? So now, when it comes to trying to decide how often should you post, what I ended up doing for myself, so, you know, take this, apply it to yourself, but what I did when I was trying to think of, okay, let me focus on YouTube. How many videos would I do on YouTube? What aligns with my brand strategy? I was like, okay, what comes natural to me? You know, for 3 years, all I've read really is like self-improvement, personal development books. I think that's a lifelong commitment for myself. So that's always gonna be like in my back pocket. So this is definitely a part of my brand. And a lot of the changes that we need and we want to happen like externally on the outside all stems back to the internal. So I could give people all the advice, the tricks, the teaching, here's this, and this, and this. But if you're still a piece of shit person and you haven't invested and poured into yourself, you're not gonna see these results. So that's why I want part of the foundation of my brand to be up here. So this is all your mindset, your outlook, your perspective, how you think of things, decision making, like all of this shit right here. When in doubt, zoom out, give it enough time to work, stick to the plan, fuck your feelings. All of this shit aligns with this. So like, this is the thing that, you know, it's like a muscle. If you think of biceps, you want big biceps, you gotta do a lot of curls, put it under pressure, give it enough time and your biceps will grow. Well, the same thing with your discipline, your motivation, being persistent, not giving up, not quitting, that's all a muscle. And how you get to exercise it is that feeling you get when shit is hard and shit's not going to plan. So part of my brand, part of my strategy is, you know, it comes natural to me. See, in alignment, what's in alignment with me would be motivation, inspiration. If I was not a motivational person and I was very negative and stuff, I would not have part of my brand is gonna be motivation. It's like, no, bro, you're not motivational, you're not inspirational. So this is sticking to my strengths. So I'll write this here too. I would think to myself, if I was you, is unfair advantage. So for myself, could I do, you know, cell phone content like everyone else? I could for sure. However, it's competitive. So making content is as easy as it's ever been, but it's also the most competitive it's ever been. So in order to like stand out, you gotta think, what's your unfair advantage? Well, one of mine is like, look around this content studio. So not everyone has a content studio that they own that looks fucking cool, has good lighting, good sets, is aesthetic and looks cool. I have that. So that's part of my unfair advantage. So if I'm giving myself strategy, it'd be like part of my unfair advantage is Crack House Studios. So I'm gonna include that in my strategy. What else is part of my strategy? Yes, if anyone can just pull out a phone and make a video right here, well, not everyone has $3,500 cameras and $1,500 lenses and expensive gear and equipment. Well, I've been doing videography professionally for over a decade. So part of my unfair advantage is I have 10 plus years of professional videography, color grading, editing experience in equipment. So my unfair advantage would be, hey, I get it that you can shoot content simple with your phone and maybe do it when you don't have the flexibility to use, you know, the big dog cameras and stuff, but as often as I possibly can, use the professional cameras. Because again, if I'm trying to separate myself, okay, there's hundreds of millions of people I'm competing with. Okay, well, not hundreds of millions of people have professional camera equipment. Okay, well, not millions of people have 10 plus years of experience with filming and doing all that shit. I do, so that's part of my unfair advantage. Just like I was saying, wisdom, motivation, inspiration, this is part of my unfair advantage. I know that not everyone has that. So this is something that I want to be known for. It makes me feel good when somebody says, you've taught me a lot, or you inspire me, or bro, you motivate me. It's like, that's good. That makes me feel great. Put that shit on the calendar. Let's do that every Monday. So when I was talking about themes, one of my themes would be Motivation Mondays. So now I would know, okay, I need to make one of these videos, ideally every week. Well, then the next thing is I've been in the music industry field, producing, audio engineering, doing videos, business, marketing for 20 years. So I have a lot of knowledge and I like to teach. If I didn't like to teach, this wouldn't be here. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. If you're like, I don't like teaching and explaining stuff, well then don't do this. These ideas come from the brand strategy. Part of my brand strategy is I love teaching, I love educating, I love learning new things and then teaching them to other people and then see it impact them. And it's like, sweet. I read the book and that took me 7-8 hours and I guess summarized it and taught it to you in 10 minutes. And that made me retain the information even more because I had to summarize it and I had to explain it in my own words to you for you to understand it. So in a selfish way, it benefits me even more to teach it to the next person, but then you guys get to benefit from it because you don't have to spend the 8 hours that I spent reading the book. You can just watch the 10-minute video and gain the information. But I like doing this. I also put money because this aligns with, what I do for a living. Part of it is being an educator, releasing programs, releasing digital products, courses, coaching, different things like that. So if you were to watch one of these videos, and let's say it was a tutorial on, here's my process on how I edit a music video. Well, then I could say, PS, link in the description. If you guys want to see my entire process in depth, step by step, I have a course and you can go to the link in the description and buy it, right? So money. As of right now, I don't have, a YouTube video idea for Wednesday or for Thursday. I was talking about talking and having a podcast. This is also good for networking and collaboration. So I meet new people, I'm around some cool people, and I think having a podcast is a great networking tool. It shows you as an authority because let's say you have access to somebody that has a big audience. You're borrowing their authority by showing like, hey, this dude, he's got millions of followers. I'm with him right now and I'm doing a podcast. It's a great way to grow your personal brand is by having a podcast. I like free game Fridays, free game with Crack. In a perfect week, I would drop a podcast every Friday and it'd be free game with Crack. I'm gonna do something cool during the week and I'll drop a vlog. And in a perfect world, I would also go live and engage with my community every Sunday. We've been troubleshooting, setting this up with OBS and whatever. This is something that I'm gonna start doing next month. This is kind of how I figured out my days. For you, it might just be, maybe you work Monday through Friday and on the weekend is when you'll do your content. And so maybe on Saturday you'd film the video, Sunday you would edit the video and post it during the week. Theme days, it could be. At one point, since this is a whiteboard, I was gonna do whiteboard Wednesdays and like drop a whiteboard video every Wednesday where I go more in depth and draw shit out or draw out my thoughts because make the content revolve around your life. I do this 3-4 times a week, whiteboard, where I have an idea and I'm like, I gotta get it out of my head and I start just drawing random stuff all over the board. And I was thinking to myself, make content revolve around my life. What I just did is helping me right now. This is what I'm already doing to improve my life. I always need content. Let me find as many areas in my life where I can double dip. Double dip means I'm getting multiple benefits from doing one thing. So by me doing this, one, it helps me get more clear on my current strategy, but then two, I'm also getting content and being able to help you guys. So it'd be like 3 things I'm getting from doing this right now, where I was gonna do this right now anyways without the camera. And if I did this without the camera, I would only be getting 1 benefit. I'm helping myself figure this shit out, but it's like turn the camera on, now I'm getting content, and 3, I'm helping other people. I don't think it gets any better than that. Now, one last thing with leverage. When it comes to making a long form YouTube video, let's say this right here. Let's say I sit down and I think to myself, hopefully you're growing and evolving as a person, and every single week there's like new lessons that you're learning. There's something new, a mistake that you made and you're like, man, I just made this mistake, or I just learned this new thing, or whatever. You have something that you've learned to grow as a person, some sort of theme or topic. I would talk about this. And let's say you just sit down and talk about it. You might only talk about it for 5 minutes. You might only talk about it for 10 minutes. You might talk about it for 30 minutes, but just sit down and talk about this. Now, this gives you a YouTube video. So I'll show you right here. This would be a YouTube video. So you have YouTube video. So you sit down and made a video, but from this YouTube video, you might have clip 1, clip 2, clip 3, clip 4, and you might even have more. What I found is usually if I have one solid good YouTube video, there's at least 2 to 3 moments that can be turned into short form content. So again, I sit down and I teach a lesson about, stick to the plan, fuck your feelings. So I sit down and I talk about that for 10 minutes. Somewhere in that 10-minute video, I drop 2 or 3 like, ooh, that was a really good point. Ooh, that was a really good point. That was a really good point. So now I'm doing long form from the YouTube video, boom. But then I get my clips out of it. So I'm taking whatever the best moments where I'm like, if all somebody's seen from this video was just this little 30-second part, or this 60-second part, or this 40-second part, or this 20-second part, they would gain value from it. So I'm gonna say, shit, this clip can come out here in the morning, this clip can come out here in the morning, this clip can come out here in the morning, this clip can come out here in the morning. So again, this is my YouTube strategy, but then from the YouTube video, I get the best of both worlds. So we always wanna double dip as often as we possibly can. We're not talking about chips and salsa, we're talking about content. And the same thing with a tutorial. If I was teaching a video on this right here, coming up with a content strategy, there was at least 5 good moments in here where I said something that if somebody only seen that 30-second part, that would be a good start to finish, like great point, good perspective, good piece of short form content. And the same thing with doing a podcast. You sit down and talk to somebody for an hour or so, there's gonna be at least a few good moments in that hour-long conversation. And now you have long form content, podcast, but then you also have short form from it. Same thing, if I go live with my audience and I talk to you guys for an hour, I could get 10 questions. If I answer 10 questions, that could be 10 short form videos. So this would be a good example of my content strategy. And then last but not least would be when it comes to being productive, getting the most use of your time, you need to batch do all of your stuff. So batch film, batch edit, batch schedule, batch come up with ideas, strategies. So ideally, and this is something that I offer, let's say you were to pay to get help from an expert to come up with your strategy. So if you were to pay an expert for any one thing on this whole list, the most important thing would be strategy. You need to know what direction you're trying to go. A lot of us, we can smell other people's bad breath, but we struggle to smell our own bad breath. So it's good to get an outside perspective, because I could be like, I'm hilarious. But then the person next to me would say, you're actually, I don't even think about humor when I think of you. Like, I don't think you're funny at all. I'd be like, oh shit, my self-awareness was way off. So it's good to get outside people's perspective, get help when it comes to your strategy. But you can also come up with this and come up with yourself and be like, it's just a simple question. When people think of you, what do you want them to associate? You want them just to associate music? Or do you want them to be like, yeah, music, but also like trucks, but also family, but also a clothing brand, and also a podcast, and also hunting? I wouldn't go more than maybe like 7 or so branches off the tree, but like as the tree gets bigger, there's more branches that come off of it. So maybe in the beginning, if this is a small tree, you got 1, 2, 3 branches. As the tree gets bigger, you start adding the 4th branch, the 5th branch. As the tree gets bigger, 6th branch, 7th branch. You know, guys like The Rock, WWE, Jumanji, a movie actor. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things associated with The Rock, right? He's got a bunch of different branches, but at one point, The Rock, you thought of kind of like wrestling, and then it was maybe wrestling and acting, and then, you know, Terramana Tequila, Under Armour, Project Rock stuff, TV shows. And then the last thing would be, in a perfect world, you can go all in on building your brand and doing all this content. If you're limited on time, you're limited on resources, you're limited on energy, the most important content to make in the beginning would be, we need to make sure you're making some money. So if I'm helping anyone with a strategy, we tend to start with the money side of things. So like if this was a gym, it would be, okay, yeah, we're gonna do some content that's educational, but this piece of content is gonna be basically come buy our shit, come sign up, we need some money. So I would say if you were posting 7 days a week and we're focused on money, I would say 3 out of those 7 would be like book now type of stuff. And you can get creative, you can get entertaining, you can do like transitional pieces of content, you can tell a story, you can make it inspirational, motivational, you can do a lot of different things, but I would be focused on, you know, let's get people to spend some money first before we just share our, hey guys, today I'm doing this and I'm gonna vlog my day. Vlogs, again, are good for building authenticity, bringing people into your world, let them see what type of person you are, building your brand. But the problem is you're not gonna see like a direct return on investment. That's more of like a long-term. It's good to be there. It should definitely be part of your strategy. But I'd say maybe in the beginning, you focus on, 2-3 posts a week, buy my shit. So if you're a music artist, listen to my music, songs out now. But the other content could be just maybe, you're driving in the car and you go on a rant, but it could just be, man, 2025 is crazy. Last year I was struggling, this, and this. This year everything is going well. I'm super excited about this year. And you just go on a rant. And again, that's not gonna get people to listen to your music. That's not gonna make you a lot of money and stuff, but that's like filler content, but it's good. You're strengthening the foundation of your brand. And just know that branding should 100% be in every single strategy. But if you're on the come up and we all are, or we're at one point, step one should be the money. Step one should be, if you can only do a couple posts a week, we'll make sure we're saying, this is who I am, this is what I do. If you're interested in getting this, you can book now. So hope this video helped. You guys give the video a thumbs up if there was some value in here. Drop a comment, let me know what questions you guys have, what topics you want me to talk about in future videos. Subscribe, we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Cracka TV. We out.